You know, I was sitting here reading something by Augustine, and it reads, pray as though everything depended on God. Work as though everything depended on you. Wow. Pray as though everything depended on God. So when I'm praying that it all depends on God, but then I'm going to work as though everything depended on me. It kind of reminds me of faith without works is dead. I know that so many of us were feeling some kind of way after the election. I think that we had high expectations, and we really thought the election was going to turn out another way, but we soon discovered before the night was over that the election was quickly moving in the opposite direction. And if you were like me, you probably had some similar emotions that I believe took me back to the 2016 election, where I could see where the election was going. And so there was some anxiety, worrying going on, what's going to happen in the future, just I'm at a loss for words even now, trying to even articulate what my feelings were, and I'm certainly sure you had the same feelings. We were told to vote. We talked about voting. We lifted it up in church on a consistent basis. We had workshops here on voter empowerment. I talked to you on Talk with Tillett, the value and the importance of voting. It was in the atmosphere. It really was, which I think caused most of us to believe that the outcome was going to be different. Well, didn't work out the way that we wanted it to. I could also share with you, and I made reference to this before, that the numbers of registered voters just in our county alone here was less than a third of persons who actually voted. Why am I saying all of this? I'm saying all of this to say to you, and not only here in this county, but across the nation, and so many of our major cities and places, we saw a decrease in numbers of persons who actually voted. I'm saying that to say that when I read this wonderful statement by Augustine, it suggests to me that we have a major responsibility in facilitating what we expect God to do. It's one thing to pray and ask God to do something, but the question is, what exactly are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're asking God to make a way. We're asking God to open doors. We're asking God to bless us financially. We're asking God to do all of these things. But the question is, how are we going to help to facilitate that? I believe that things can really change. Yes, if we depend on God, we pray and we ask God to move or manifest some things in our lives. But the back end of that is that God expects us to do something. I've always believed that when we ask God for something through prayer and in our moments of meditation, listen to what God is saying to us. God will give us guidance and direction, and God will show us, point us in the direction that we need to go into or move into in order to accomplish that goal that we're seeking. What is the Talk with Tillett about today? Here it is. in a nutshell. If you ask God to do something for you, you must be willing to get up and do something for yourself. God moves when we move. Let me say it one more time. God moves when we move. When we move, God moves. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day.